Hi, my name is Carol Burnett, and I feel so much love
Oh,
for Conan O'Brien.
Oh my God.
oh.
I mean, we've had so many people give different spins on that top.
But I
Sometimes
mean this. I
mm,
really do adore you. I think you're so terrific.
I can't handle that. I don't know if you could see it, but my soul just left my body because I have to tell you something, and we have met before,
Oh, yes.
and you were on my show many times, and every time you were on my show, my parents would watch the show and they were proud of me, and they would watch huge guests come on and go, "Oh, that was good. That was good." I'll never forget the first time you came on the show. My parents called me and said, "How did you get Carol Burnett?" Because you are in the stratosphere. I'm sure you hear this all the time. But when I was a boy growing up in Brookline, Massachusetts, on Saturday nights, we would all huddle
Well,
in our living room, and there was one heat vent that had the heat coming out of it, and we would fight to see who got to sit on the heat vent. And we would watch that amazing night
that
of
Saturday
television,
night
that
lineup,
Saturday night lineup, which was absolutely,
was All in the Family,
yep.
MASH, Mary Tyler Moore, Bob Newhart, and
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
And you'd watch it, and it was just this fireworks display. And then my feeling about it was always that they always save that huge firework for the end. You would come on, and we would all sit there and watch it. And I've interviewed you several times. I have bumped into you in different places. I've stalked you. I've been escorted out of your home, dressed as the gardener. But I'm driving here today, and my assistant had to drive me today. I said, "You need to drive me because I just need to think about the fact that I'm going to be seeing Carol Burnett again." There's so much to talk about. And one of the first things I wanted to talk about that we explore a lot on this podcast, we talk a lot about comedy, and we talk a lot about where does it come from? And there's this common belief that it has to come from, you need some kind of tragedy. And you, of course, had some sadness as a child. I mean, you went through a lot.
Well, you know what? Sadness, whatever. I actually had kind of a happy childhood
did.
for the most part.
Yeah.
And, my parents, that was a problem, but I knew I was loved.
Yes.
They were alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was raised by my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
We were poor, but everybody in the neighborhood was.
Yeah.
Our rent was, get this, $1 a day. $30 a month was our rent. And sometimes we barely made that. But we did save our pennies.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother and I, we lived a block north of Hollywood Boulevard. We
That's
moved
right.
out from
You
Texas.
were in Texas, and then you
Moved
moved with your grandmother, and you're living.
And we were living in this apartment building. My mother lived down the hall, and my grandmother and I were in one room, and with a pull-down Murphy bed, and I slept on the couch. But we'd say, as I said, we'd save our pennies, and we'd see maybe 4 movies a week, which would be double features, so that would be 8 movies
Wow.
a week, second run. And the movies were my salvation
Really?
because my fantasy was I would go and I'd see Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland, these wonderful MGM musicals where they would say, we're going to put on a show. And
Hey, let's put on a show.
We're going to put on a show in the barn, and then it's going to go to Broadway,
Uh-huh.
So everything was always upbeat. The bad guys got their just desserts.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing, when I was growing up in the 40s, was cynical.
Right.
So I wasn't. And I just had this naive, optimistic quality that, and I think it came from the movies, that everything was going to work out okay.
It's what they imprinted on you,
Yeah,
too, I think,
yeah.
because clearly you were such a shapeshifter in your comedy and all those amazing sketches and in your different performances and movies. And I believe if at an early age you see a wide variety of ways that you can be funny and you're young, it imprints on you.
Well, I didn't know I could be funny. I was a nerd in school.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I was a,
You're going to have to help me because that was an incredible jock and real leading man material.
That's why we connect.
That's why. It's exactly. I have a little nerd clubhouse you can join. Yeah.
No, and I thought I would be a journalist because I was editor of the school papers and stuff like that. And it never occurred to me to be a performer at all. And so I wanted to go to UCLA to major in journalism. But we couldn't afford it. But it was funny. I saw myself on campus. I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know how, right? So we lived in this one room, and it faced the lobby, and there was a pigeonhole mailboxes for each apartment or for each room. And ours was there, and I'd look out every morning to see if we had a letter in our little slot. So this one morning, there was a letter, and but first, guess what the tuition was that we couldn't afford to go to UCLA?
This is going to break my heart because I'm going to have 2 kids in college, and this is going to break my heart. Tell me what the tuition was.
Guess. 1951.
Was it $1,000, $2,000? What was it?
$43.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I need an ATM machine and a time machine.
$43.
Okay.
But we couldn't afford it because our rent was $30, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So anyway, now I get this letter and I bring it back into my room, and it's typewritten to Carol Burnett, 6434 Yucca Street, Hollywood.
Oh my God, look at you. Okay.
You know, with a little 3-cent stamp on it. I opened it up, and there was a $50 bill. To this day, I do not know where that came from, but that was my entrance to UCLA.
God. That's like an angel story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I got to go to UCLA, but they did not have a major in journalism. I could take a course and join the Daily Bruin newspaper. So I got the catalog, and I'm looking through, and it said theater arts English, theater arts theater, theater arts film, theater arts song. And I said, theater arts English. Well, I love to write. And I thought, well, I'll major in that and take the playwriting courses and all of that. But when you were a freshman in theater arts, whether you wanted to direct or write or whatever, you had to take an acting course, you had to take scenery building, you had to take costumes, so forth and so on. So I'm a freshman, and I had to take an acting course. I was terrified. And I had to get up and do a little scene or something. And I remember the scene where it would be a hillbilly woman. I'm from Texas and Arkansas, so that came easily. So I went out and I read this scene, and everybody laughed, where they should. And I kind of liked that feeling.
Yes.
And then after I'd done that, then some of the kids asked me if I'd be in a couple of one-acts that they wrote, they'd put on. Pretty soon, I was starting to do that and getting that kind of response, which I had never dreamed I would ever get, because had there been a major in journalism, I wouldn't be here talking to you now about all of this.
Well, you screwed up.
Yeah, I
did. If this is the big prize you get at the end of this incredible story, you made a mistake. Dana Carvey, Kevin Nealon's classic bodybuilder characters from SNL. These were monsters. These were monster characters. Everyone was doing the Hans and Franz all across America. It was big. It was a big deal. But a lesser known fact is that Dana, Kevin, Robert Smigel, and myself wrote a feature-length Hans and Franz movie way back in the year of our Lord, 1991. It was a musical, it was an incredible vision, and it was shockingly never made. You know, the only movie based on SNL characters that wasn't turned into a movie. No one has ever seen or heard this script, ... until today. I am here in studio with Dana Carvey, Kevin Nealon, and Robert Smigel. This is the first time any of them have spoken to each other since the movie fell apart. Everyone in this room has refused to speak to each other, but now we've come together.
Put aside our differences. And we're going to read selections from Hans and Franz, The Girly Man Dilemma. A title you probably couldn't use today. Hans and Franz, The Girly Man Dilemma. Remember, it was 1991. Woo-hoo, we're safe. Sorry.
We're going to read this more than 30 years after we wrote it. Gentlemen, first of all, I'm thrilled that we could all be here. Dana,
Good to
Kevin,
see you all.
Robert, how you guys doing?
Kevin?
Well, I'm just
Kevin, how are
I'm
you
over
doing?
the moon to be here
Yeah.
to see that you are still in the business.
Thank you, Kevin.
Stuff that we predicted in 1991.
Yeah.
No, it's nice that we could come together. I wanted to sort of set the table first before we begin, explaining a little bit of the background of what we're doing here, okay? First of all, we're going to read this script, scenes from the movie. We're not going to read the whole movie.
Thank God.
The whole movie would be over 6 hours long. But what we're going to do is we're going to start by reading an opening sequence first. We have some Team Coco staffers in the back that are going to help us with some smaller roles. Sona Movsesian, Matt Gourley, David Hopping, and Matt Powers are going to be assisting in smaller roles, helping us out.
No role is too small.
No role is too... No, that's not true. Some roles are very small. In fact, I'm reading one of the small roles, but I'm also going to be reading stage directions. And, of course, Hans and Franz will be played by, of course, appropriately, by Hans and Franz, Dana and Kevin. And Robert, you will be playing the part of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Is that
We
right?
didn't get Arnold?
What's that?
No, Arnold's here.
Yeah.
Would you like to meet Arnold?
We couldn't.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Wow!
What an honor.
Arnold just walked in. This
It's
is
an
incredible.
honor to be part of it. Finally, the Conan O'Brien needs a human friend podcast.
Arnold, amazing that you would just wander in without even being
You're
invited.
amazing that I would just wander in.
You're so animated.
No, I can't believe I'm in the studio in Larchmont. I'm pinching myself.
Settle down, Robert. Settle down.
Okay, all right. Oh, yeah, he's good.
We don't want him mad at us.
Oh, right.
Let me point out quickly that Robert, for many, many years on my late night show, was the voice in the Clutch Cargos of Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was one of our biggest hit characters. He would always come down and I would start interviewing him and it would always end up with him yelling at me. And you
We
always
start with him yelling at you
start
as
with
well.
me. Yeah, exactly. It was
Sort of the beginning,
it was
middle, and the
symmetrical.
end.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you looked familiar,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks,
Sitting there
man.
thinking,
Yeah.
And
where's
Robert-
this guy from?
Mouth of Arnold.
Robert always had, this is how low tech it was, to create a little gap in his teeth, he'd put a little piece of electrical tape
Electric tape.
in front of his two front teeth, and always in the middle of every bit, it would start to come off.
Yeah.
And then we would deconstruct it, and I'd say, Arnold, are your teeth all right? Don't look!
Don't
It's fine.
I have my gap. It's delicious.
How would we explain this impression to like Rich Little or something?
I know.
No,
To
this
anyone-
is our Arnold.
It was I was an imprecisionist. I used to
Yes,
call myself.
exactly.
Conan, I'm a
my
little
favorite.
confused.
Yeah.
You said you were going to set the table. When is that going to happen?
Not literally set a table.
Oh, I thought we were having lunch or something, man.
No,
I thought I'm
man.
surprised.
All right, so that's what's happening is
We should explain to people under 25 who Hans and Franz are.
Hans and Franz, and I think we should quickly, and I know that I have my minders who are sitting in the room glaring at me that I keep this thing on the track. This is going to take place over multiple episodes. We're going to read different scenes, and we'll take you through everything. We're going to start reading the opening sequence in just a bit, but just to tell you, Hans and Franz, it was a big deal on SNL. Kevin, where did the idea come from? Because you were watching television, I believe, once, weren't you?
I was in a hotel room in Des Moines, Iowa, I believe it was. We were on
Kevin
tour with
and I.
Dana, Dennis, and me. And I was watching Up Close and Personal with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he would talk about, what he does when he gets into town. They were asking, what do you do when you get into town? He goes, well, first I get into the nice light cotton shirt. I go out on the town. I have some fun. Then I come back to the hotel room. I get into the nice light cotton sheets, And I called Dana and I said, Dana, you got to watch this. And we were both laughing at it. And then for the rest of the tour, drove Dennis crazy. We're talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And it was the precision and the positivity. So Kevin told me that. I laughed, and it became a poem we did ad nauseum. It's like, you get to the hotel, you do the stairs, you get a light sweat, you take a nice warm shower, you put on a light white cotton shirt,
and you're ready for the evening.
Yeah, you're ready.
It always went to you're ready for the evening.
You're ready for the evening. It's all the preparation.
So you two are doing this back and forth, and then eventually this becomes Hans and Franz, these two characters who want to pump you up, and
Arnold's cousins.
Arnold's cousins, and they're constantly talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and became a very popular
But also,
SNL
they're
sketch.
very defensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they try to cut people down before they mock them.
Well, they're paranoid and delusional and aggressive.
What was it now? Believe me now and hear me later.
Hear me now. That was Kevin's. Hear me now and believe me later.
If you think you're so smart, why don't you come and do what we do? No way, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, they're on a cable TV show with like 3 viewers, and they're threatening them, and they never show any feats of strength or lift anything. So let me tell you something. If you doubt this, we can very easily come to your house, and you'll see in the script what that we.
Dan and I never laughed more than we were writing these characters
for hours
because they were just so
fun to do.
So then you guys, and we'll talk about this, how it came about, but
we just did, didn't we?
No. How those are the characters. Then there was the idea for the movie.
Right. That was way later.
Yeah, it was several years later, and I think you guys talked to Robert, and Robert talked to me, and we agreed we would try and write this thing. So let's take you now. I think we should begin.
Let's just do a scene, see what happens.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I'll read the stage directions. Okay. And this
just remind me. Am I Franz? And he is Hans, right?
It's been a while.
And you are there to pump. Okay, I got it.
No one ever knew which one was Hans and which one was Franz. Okay, I take you now to Hans and Franz, the girly man dilemma. Here we go. Interior, cable TV studio. Hans and Franz, 2 crew-cut Austrian bodybuilders with gray sweatsuits, are on the set of their program.
Welcome to Pumping Up with Hans and Franz, the informative training program for the serious weightlifter.
Welcome. We're back. As always, don't try to adjust your TV sets. This is our actual size.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're looking at 2 of the most massive muscle gods you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, because I am Hans.
And I am Franz. And we want to pump you up.
We followed the message of our cousin, the greatest bodybuilder in the world.
Yeah, maybe you've heard of him.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
As they continue, occasionally cut to glazed, indifferent cameramen and technicians, all out of shape.
Hear me now and believe me later. We could easily grab your love handles and stress them around you like a bag so you can carry yourself out to the garbage.
Cut to cue card man holding a card reading, yeah, because that's where trash like you belongs.
Yeah, because that's where trash like you belongs.
Interior, a bedroom, same. Rob Lowe, as his character from Wayne's World, is in bed with a woman. She holds a remote control.
Wait a minute. Keep it on this for a minute.
Interior, studio, same.
All right, let's bring out our guest.
Helmet, a flabby, shirtless Austrian man joins Hans and Franz. He appears painfully resigned.
This is Helmet, a typical person. Helmet is what you would become if you're lazy.
Interior, Rob Lowe's bedroom, same.
Nah, this sucks.
He flips to another channel. Exterior, ugly white brick apartment building. The next morning. Interior, Hans and Franz's studio apartment, same. A cuckoo clock wakes up Hans and Franz asleep in their bunk beds. Several Arnold posters hang from the walls. Many framed signs with slogans, no pain, no gain. If it doesn't hurt, it doesn't help. Believe me, etc. Music, cheerful, morning. Hans slides out of the top bunk, stepping into Franz's hand stirrups. They are in their pajamas and weight belts. Bathroom door. Hans is knocking to come in.
Come on, Franz.
Interior bathroom. Franz is flexing in front of the mirror. Exterior bathroom.
Let's go. There are some other people in this house that need to flex.
Interior living room. Later, Hans is watering and berating a sickly plant on the windowsill.
Come on, you lazy geranium. Or whatever that's called. Grow! Look how scrawny you are.
Yeah, I could very easily pull you out by your skinny roots.
Yeah, you look more like a daisy. Is that what you want?
He's yelling. They're yelling at a plant.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Danny, a gangly, nervous student who lives next door, arrives at their entrance.
Guys.
Yeah. What?
Can you keep it down? I'm just trying to work on my thesis.
Yeah, look. How long are you going to be finished with that?
Yeah. You're going to be needing this quiet business.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just hit on this whole new verbal dynamic.
Yeah, look, we'd love to chat and engage in girly talk. But now we have an appointment with a station manager.
Interior TV executive office later. 2 young executives are seated opposite Hans and Franz. Everyone is uncomfortable.
It's just that Martin Luther King is a real hero in our society.
Yeah.
So to describe him as flabby,
He is.
well, that's not the issue. What you said was offensive.
English, please.
Look, we've just gotten a lot of calls and a lot of pressure to pull your show.
You pulling our show?
From television?
We're sorry.
There is a pause.
Look, your suits. You sit there and make decisions in your suits. And you don't know what the people want, you know. The people, you suits.
Yeah, suits.
So does that change your mind?
No.
Exterior TV studio. Hans and Franz mill about outside the TV studio, dejected.
This phase of our lives is over. It's time to start from scratch.
Yeah, get in touch with our roots. Let's bring a snack.
Interior subway car later. Hans and Franz are in a modern subway car gnawing on a large ham. All right, so that is, it's the opening scene, Hans and Franz. Here's what I can recall. I had left Saturday Night Live, and I was out in Los Angeles working on The Simpsons when Robert called me and said, let's write the Hans and Franz movie.
Well, we had already been writing some of it, I think.
Yeah.
Me and Kevin.
We weren't going anywhere with it.
We did the first, a lot of the early stuff. And I just said, I think it would be great to add Conan to the mix, especially, and the second half with Arnold and stuff. There's so much great details that you added to this movie that are so funny.
But he just wanted to keep using the names Homer and Bart and everything. That didn't go with our script.
That is not true.
It's not true.
That's a
But anyway,
falsehood.
what I remember is we all got together on a lot. Was it which lot was it?
It was Sony.
Was it Sony or
So we had an office, and what I remember most clearly is we would get there, Robert and I would get there, and Dana was pretty prompt. Kevin would usually show up just a little late, and at the time, you always had a giant shake of some kind of...
it was Slim Fast.
It was Slim Fast, and you were always sipping on this giant bottle like a baby.
Yeah. I'm still doing it today.
Yeah.
And he also, I remember, especially in the early stage, you always had these prepared food that was
there was a lot
Craig. That was Jenny Craig.
Jenny Craig.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So you mixed Slim Fast with Jenny Craig.
Well,
that could kill you.
I did,
really
but also I had Weight Watchers in my freezer. So I did the 3 of those, and I gained so much weight.
Yeah.
You
like,
gained 60 pounds.
Just like a Mormon diet.
That's right. That's right.
And
the Weight Watchers woman would come to my house because I would get the VIP treatment, and she didn't know I had Jenny Craig in the freezer, and I said I love Weight Watchers, and then I said I got to go to the bathroom. I go into my freezer, get a little Jenny Craig out, and then come back out.
I thought it was more like Chinese food and stuff. But didn't you have
No,
bowls of things?
I didn't know you guys were
healthy.
keeping track of what I was eating
I'm
and how.
just saying,
This is the biggest memory of the whole script writing. It was
First of all,
Kevin's
let's
food.
backtrack. I was never a little late. I was the first one there with Smigel.
I don't remember him being a late type of person.
I don't even remember you two guys writing.
I just remember him being a health freak.
Okay, now you've gone too far.
No, you have gone too far.
But I was always trying to get time off from The Simpsons. I remembered they would always keep that writer's room kind of late, and we would try and grab time on weekends. I would try and grab any time I could to go off to Sony to work on this ridiculous, silly movie. And one of the things that a sensible person would have done, if we had been sensible, because we're getting to Arnold Schwarzenegger, is to write a movie that maybe Arnold has a quick cameo in. Because Arnold at the time was the biggest movie star in the world. What we did, what shocks me now upon rereading it, is I remembered Arnold was in it, but I forgot
how much he was
that Arnold
is in
it more than anybody. and so we hung the entire project.
But didn't this kind of come from Arnold on some level? Like, I remember hearing this from you guys that Arnold wants to be.
Well, he was
in a
on
Hans and
at
Franz
least once
movie
or
with you.
twice. He was on Hans and Franz on Saturday Night
Yes,
Live.
yes.
And loved it. there's reasons why it didn't work out. We can get to those later. I suppose.
But
he
that's
loved
why
it.
we thought he did want to have a major part.
And at the time, he hadn't really done anything like this yet. And he was interested in it. And I remember that. And I remembered thinking, well, if Arnold, also the allure of if Arnold says, yes, this is going to get made, so we can make this as silly as we want. Because he's going to, if Arnold says yes, all the craziness is going to happen.
Exactly. And I have to admit that when Dana and Kevin first approached me with the idea of doing a Hans and Franz movie, my first reaction was, what a horrible idea. Because they're such one-dimensional characters in theory. So my first thought was, well, what if we made it a musical? That'll kill 25 minutes.
Right.
That's less plot, and it's fun to see them sing.
Right.
And then these guys said, you guys had this idea that they're going to go to Hollywood and they're going to interact with Arnold. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, because then the second half of the movie can be almost like a parody of Arnold's life.
Right. And that was so much fun.
That was incredible.
We got to create what we hoped Arnold's life was like in our cartoonish, childish brain.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll get to those scenes. I think the war room
we're coming
idea.
up on that.
That's a big, very heavily Conan
And I think Little
influenced.
Austria was really made me happy whenever that emerged.
Was that your idea, Little Austria? I love that idea.
The cable car going up there?
Yeah. That's a scene. We might read that scene.
It was fun, though. It was fun to get together and work on this thing.
This was so much fun. Just because the characters are, it's like the way you guys say, when you would write these, you just can't stop laughing because they're just so high energy and so stupid at the same time.
Well, the rhythms are, you guys are trying to read the script, but you're not very successful, are you?
Conan, also, you remember that we wrote, I mean, we all did, but we wrote at that hotel in Santa Monica, that kind of retro place.
Yes, I remember that.
Because I have pictures of you. I sketched of you laying on the couch playing with your shoe.
Yeah, I used to take, when I was thinking, I used to take off
your wingtips.
I used to wear jeans with old wingtip shoes from like an Army Navy store. Yeah. And I would take off one of the shoes and just look at it when I was thinking. And you drew a sketch of it, which ended up in your book.
In my book called I Exaggerate, My Brushes with Fame. It's available wherever fantastic books are sold.
Yep. And that plug is the only reason Kevin agreed to come in.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.
We got it out of the way.
You took a long time to work up to it, then, bro.
All right, let's read to the next scene we're going to read, and we'll begin right now. Here we go. After losing their TV show, Hans and Franz head back to Little Austria to start humble new careers there. Instead, their grandma inspires them to follow in their cousin Arnold Schwarzenegger's footsteps and become Hollywood stars. They also meet their friend Rolf, who seems to be hatching an evil scheme involving gourley men. Okay, exterior highway day. Beauty shots of Hans and Franz riding their tandem bikes on the highway. A sign reads Hollywood 3,063 miles. They notice it and press on determinedly. Cross dissolve. Hans and Franz biking, grim-faced with passing road signs. Smithsonian Institute, Liberty Bell, Gettysburg Memorial. They ignore them and ride on. The next sign reads Vienna Wonderland. They turn off the highway. Dissolve to exterior highway later. They are back on their tandem bike. Their knapsacks are stuffed with large, bulky, corny souvenirs.
Okay, what loser am I?
What century did you live in?
19th.
How flabby were you?
I was 40 pounds overweight.
Louis Pasteur?
You're getting too good.
All right. What loser am I?
Were you pear-shaped or completely round?
God, I want to play that game. All right. Exterior small-town laundromat day. Hans and Franz pedal up to the entrance. Interior laundromat, same. Hans and Franz are in their long underwear, shoving their sweatsuits into a washing machine. A few nearby customers hold their nose. Cut to Hans and Franz later removing their sweatsuits from a dryer. They have shrunk noticeably.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. This is not the proper size.
An older woman at the next dryer has noticed them.
That's what happens, these machines. You put your clothes in, you don't know what's coming out. They don't take care of these machines.
Yeah.
You're not going to get your money back, I'll tell you that. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah, well, anyway, we should go. We're going to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than this.
Highway later. Hans and Franz are now joined by the older woman on the tandem bike. There are now somehow 3 seats and then 3 wheels. Interior truck stop diner later. Hans, Franz, and the older woman are seated in a booth ordering from a waitress.
Are any of these foods designed for building sheer mass?
Just what's on the menu, sir.
Okay, I'll have an anabolic amino schnitzel sandwich with extra egg yolk.
We don't serve that sandwich, sir. We have a tuna or chicken salad.
You're saying you don't make substitutions?
A huge truck driver with 2 of his buddies belly up to the counter next to Hans and Franz.
Lorraine, these characters giving you trouble?
I can handle it, boo.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah, boo. She can handle it too.
Yeah.
Good, because I wouldn't want to have to kick anyone's head in.
Keep your shirt on.
Yeah,
boo.
Boo.
Don't boo.
The boo. Yeah, no, don't take your shirt off or your belt because you might cause a flabalanche.
I guess we should take this outside.
They get up to leave and start backing out of the diner.
I see. Yeah, very clever. We're going to pummel you and end up in jail. I don't think so.
Yeah, hasta la vista, babies. We're headed for Hollywood.
They are at the door, turning back.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, what now?
Did you say Hollywood?
Exterior highway. Hans, Franz, the older woman, and the 3 truck drivers are pedaling on the tandem bike, which now has 6 seats and 6 wheels. Okay, interior lair, twilight, music, impending doom. The lair's a cavernous dark room with a network of ramps leading to different levels. Rolf walks past the crew-cut, uniformly clad musclemen goons standing guard. He hits a control panel and turns in his swivel chair to face a large screen. Distorted colors on the screen vibrate from the disembodied voice of Mr. X, Rolf's mysterious leader. Lieutenant Rolf reporting to Mr. X.
How is the plan to kidnap girly man and convert them into muscle men proceeding?
You're a very slow talker.
Everything is in place.
Very well. Set the plan into motion. Remember, I want choice, girly man.
It shall be done.
And don't forget to hurt the environment.
I think I heard you correctly. You said, don't forget to hurt the environment.
I told you, the environment.
Wow, you're laying it on thick.
Hurt it.
All right.
Hurt the environment.
I won't.
You fool.
Rolf is petting a button marked Hurt Environment. He laughs villainously. Our 6 bikers, led by Hans and Franz, with passing highway signs. Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone National Park, Grand Canyon. A road sign with a picture of a large beer stein reads Stein Museum, featuring Hermann the German Glockenspiel. The bike turns off the freeway. Exterior, Stein Museum, day. Hans and Franz are exiting with their friends, all armed with new souvenirs and steins. They turn a corner and enter. Screening room, day. Interior, Roger Ebert. Let's just, there's some older references here.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert, famous movie reviewer, had a show.
Originally, it was Siskel and Ebert.
Siskel and Ebert.
We were going to do that.
Yeah. Roger Ebert is watching the Hans and Franz movie, taking notes. Hans, Franz, and their friends all enter.
How do you like it?
Holding up quite well, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not much has really happened yet.
Didn't think 2 sketch characters could sustain this long, did you?
Ebert shrugs.
This is Vanda?
Right. I saw.
Yeah, the Blake, Colin, and Sam.
How you doing?
I really should get back to.
Yeah, what part are you up to?
Angle on the screen. Ebert is up to the beginning of this scene with Hans and Franz entering and asking him questions. Angle on Hans and Franz watching the scene with interest.
Oh yeah. This is the good part right here.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, this is very enjoyable.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Let's leave him alone.
Yeah, let's go.
They noisily exit. Ebert sighs, then looks to camera.
It is good.
Oh, man. Good Lord, that is low. Exterior highway later. The tandem bike rolls along. It now carries 10 people, including a businessman, a 10-year-old girl, and the cartoon-headed mascot from the Stein Museum. Dissolved to the tandem bike approaching a sign reading Entering Hollywood. Hans removes a large pin from behind his seat, disengaging Hans and Franz from the rest of the tandem bike, which splits into 8 different unicycles. The others disperse, expertly pedaling in different directions.
Goodbye.
Take care. Hans and Franz wave once more, then triumphantly ride past the sign. Wow. Okay. All right. That is now Hans and Franz have arrived in Hollywood. That seems as good a place as any to stop. I completely forgot, because I really liked it. Now it was a nice surprise. I completely forgot that they visit Ebert, who's reviewing.
This is like my favorite
reviewing
thing.
the movie as it's happening.
Yeah.
And
This is, I guess,
I forgot that until I looked at the script again.
I always love the unicycle thing where they keep taking more and more people on the tandem bike.
This part of the movie was very Pee-wee
Yes.
Big Adventure
Yeah.
influenced.
Yeah.
And then the second half, I think, is more Simpsons-y.
Yes.
Where it becomes a parody of Hollywood. But what's funny about the way you guys edited this, talk about old references. So that scene in the diner was like a parody of the famous, it was meant to be a parody of the famous scene in 5 Easy Pieces where Jack Nicholson wants a certain kind of sandwich and they say no substitution.
Salad.
Yeah, I want you to take the bread and I want you to substitute the anabolic steroid or whatever it was.
Hold it between your knees, I think was the famous.
Yeah, and that was in there too. I want you to hold it. But it's just so funny. That's how old that reference is that even your guys didn't pick up on it, that it was a 5 Easy Pieces.
A movie from 1973 with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
There's also some Charlie Chaplin things you cut out.
Yeah, that's true.
Every day starts with me telling my staff who I am. I had a late night show in the 90s.
But when we're reading this, I could just picture it. Like when we were writing it, it's almost like you could visualize the movie done already. Mm-hmm. Like picking that little pin up and letting the unicycles go, If I was the director, I'd have a close up on that.
I do think that's great that it's funny with the sound off. I mean, I think that was probably all intentional, obviously, because our voices of droning and braggadocio is one lane, but then all these physical gigs.
Yeah.
Also, I'm glad that you reminded me, Dana, you brought up a really good point, which is Hans and Franz do a lot of boasting and a lot of flexing and a lot of talking about how they're going to twist the flab around you. But when confronted by a trucker who's saying, hey, is this guy giving you a problem? You guys are in his face, and the minute he suggests a fight, you want no part of it.
Yeah, nice try. We put you in the hospital. I give you kudos. I give you kudos for your attempt.
Do you know why you're here now in this scene? Because we wrote the scene for you. Don't press your luck, my friend.
Yeah.
Press 20 pounds, maybe.
If you threaten us, we could threaten you back and then walk away all pumped up. And you have to look at our muscular buttocks as they recede in the distance.
I go open up the back doors of your truck, and believe me, fat would come rolling out with lard. That's right.
Instead of a trucker's hat, you should wear a fatty hat. Because you're fat, right, Franz?
Oh, is that Hans not getting off a good one and he's unsure of himself?
Yeah, second guessing. Franz is his leader.
All we did was scratch the surface here. This was our first episode. You've got to stick around because in the next episode, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself enters the scene. Of course, he ended up not doing the movie.
I know this is hackney, but I would not want to miss the next episode.
No.
Can I just tell you, when Arnold Schwarzenegger came to SNL to be in the first sketch with us?
I remember that, yeah.
First of all, we couldn't believe he wanted to do it because basically we were making fun of him.
Yeah.
And then we realized he's coming on the show to kill us. And he came and got us that day. Yeah. And we were on the set and they brought us to his dressing room and his name was on the door and it was so long it went onto the wall a little bit,
Uh-huh.
And we opened the doors full of cigar smoke. Remember that, Dave?
Oh, yeah. He's in a lounge chair. He's got a big cigar.
One cigar in one hand, the script we wrote from the other. And he looks through the cigar smoke to us and he goes, hello, fellas. Now, how am I supposed to do the accent?
Yeah.
Right there, we knew he was cool.
Yeah. Because he's, like I said, Arnold is very pragmatic. Yeah. The more they doing me on the show, and it makes it better that I can laugh at myself, Other actors are very serious, but they see the joy and the comedy. It opens up a whole new world for me.
Yes. He was, he went on to be a governor. He had political instincts.
And he used a lot of the Hans and Franz references, too. He did.
He did, yeah. Got in trouble for it, too.
New York Times wanted to interview me. I was on a camping trip, but they said, what does girly man mean? What are you trying to say? It's like,
I mean, they became such a big part of pop culture. Even the astronauts in the shuttle were doing, want to pump you up.
Oh, in gyms everywhere. Don't be a girly man. Don't be a girly man.
Even in Argentina, and some of the horses were doing it, and mules were doing it.
All right, I'm going to break it off there. Kevin's going on one of
that.
his famous tangents. Let's get him his pills. We're going to be back. You got to stick around for the second episode. We are reading Hans and Franz, The Girly Man Dilemma, the movie that was never made. It was written in 1991. We've got Dana, we've got Kevin, we've got Robert Smigel, and myself.
But not Arnold.
We'll see. We'll see if he shows up
He might
next
come in.
time. Stick around for that next episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
It'll be on streaming. You'll see. It's going to be great. You know, in the last episode, we talked a little bit about how Hans and Franz came to be. And I think this is important before we start this, reading the next parts of the script. Kevin, it all began with you seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger doing an interview, and you were kind of enjoyed doing his voice. You called Dana, the two of you were out on the road together with Dennis Miller. Hey, cha-cha. And you were, looks like Conesy Wonsy gave me a pluggy-wuggy. You two were on the road together, and you started doing these two guys, but you were still, you didn't quite see how it could be a character yet. And then, Dana, you said there was a point where there was an important revelation.
We played with it. We had the core, I think, that they would maybe be the cousins and maybe...
Of Schwarzenegger.
Of Arnold and worship Arnold. We had that.
Distant cousins.
But we were trying to think of the characters, like, what would they be? And we were going around with, like, are they actually going to lift weights? Like, are they going to show that they're strong? And we were probably thought not, but what would they do? So I'm talking with Kevin. And first we were just on the phone doing it. We want to pump you up. We thought, okay, let's do that. And then Kevin, we were just riffing around like this and that. And then Kevin said, I'll never forget it because it tilted the whole thing. And if you don't believe we're properly pumped up, once we got defensive, then we laughed for 2 hours on the phone. If you doubt me in any way, and they would never lift weights. So I think in the first... The first
they never demonstrated their strength.
There's
Just
no
berated the audience.
All they did, paranoid, delusional, sadistic, aggressive toward imaginary enemies, and that was their whole thing. That's why I don't think the first one or two really scored.
The first one is unbelievably funny. If you watch it now.
But the audience got hooked it harder as it went along.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's almost every character, right? The first Wayne's World wasn't a giant hit either.
I guess it was just how abstract it was. They're never going to show any.
Like we did the first one, we set it up, and they got it okay.
It was the last sketch of the show.
Yeah.
And then we didn't do it for a couple weeks. I said, Dana, we should do another one of those and see if, and then we put it out there and it was like, it was like, bedlam. People loved it,
Eventually we had the whole crowd going, we want to pump, and then the whole 8H.
Yes.
We go, yeah.
You know what I used to love about...
We start counting money backstage.
I think more so back then, that era of SNL, everybody was always on the hunt for a catchphrase. And I remember very clearly, and there was some... pump you up. I could see you guys thinking, what's the catchphrase going to be?
Right.
Yeah, everything gets wound down into, we want to pump you up we want to pump you up. We had to stop because I was going to
It's like a chef with a reduction. You keep cooking it until it just becomes this syrup.
It's like the Bush thing. Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Yeah. Well, we watched you do the whole arc of George Bush was you starting out saying, not gonna do it. And then over time it became la da. Like, oh,
ga.
He's had a horrible stroke.
Yeah.
It went like this. Not got that, got that, go. Combining two catchphrases.
It's a living. What can I tell you, folks?
It's a living.
Hey,
I'm waking here. So we're going to get back into it now. As you last remember, Hans and Franz, they lose their job at their cable television show because they refer to Dr. Martin Luther King as being flabby. They're fired. They ride out on tandem bikes and they get to Hollywood. They're hoping to meet their cousin Arnold. So we take you now.
Let's get Arnold in here.
Let's get Arnold in here.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need
Let's get him in here.
I mean,
Okay.
let's get to work.
This is,
Let's
here we
go.
go.
Let's do this.
Reduced to eating letters of the Hollywood sign for sustenance. Penniless Hans and Franz have no luck finding their cousin in Los Angeles until they are arrested for tackling Arnold at one of his movie premieres. Arnold bails them out of jail and allows them to crash at his house. Meanwhile, Rolf continues to kidnap girly men. Exterior Arnold's house day. A huge sprawling estate. Arnold's Humvees drive past two large flexed metal arms which serve as the gate. Interior Arnold's foyer moments later. A very pumped manservant takes everyone's bag as they enter.
Thanks, Benny. Make yourselves comfortable, fellas.
The house is decorated with large sculptures of individual muscles.
Wow. Great place.
Yeah, it's good for now.
As they follow Arnold into the living room, they cross a staircase made up of 15 connecting stairmasters, ascending to the next level. The living room furniture is also shaped like different muscles.
This room's where I like to unwind.
Yeah, Arnold, before we forget, we got some stuff for you from back home.
They pull some junk out of a knapsack.
We brought you your mail.
Hans hands Arnold some old junk mail.
Yeah. Thanks.
And also,
he pulls a beat-up, dirty sausage out of his knapsack.
Your favorite sausage, which Grandmama cooked for you.
That's nice. Thanks, guys.
Arnold reaches over and opens a cabinet. A digital monitor reads out 14 calories burned. Arnold pulls out a cigar and lights it.
Let me show you the rest of the place.
Arnold gets up. Hans and Franz trail him.
Sure, I'd love to.
Arnold, can I use the bathroom, please?
Sure. Go down to the bicep, make a left at the buttock.
Thanks.
Hans continues to follow Arnold.
Here, come with me.
Arnold's backyard, moments later, they cross the swimming pool, a narrow lap pool that stretches a mile into the horizon. There is a yacht in the deep end.
Pool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes,
Yeah,
I like
beautiful.
it. It's a beautiful pool.
Yeah.
They continue to follow Arnold elsewhere. He leads them through a secret passageway, a giant buttocks that separates and opens like a door. Arnold's basement moments later. It is a complex underground nerve center, not unlike the War Room in Dr. Strangelove.
Here's where it all happens, fellas. I make every career move in this room.
A team of advisors is studying a giant tabletop chart, pushing around a small cardboard cutout heads of Sylvester Stallone, Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Kevin Costner, etc. Hans and Franz are very impressed.
Show business is like a war. You must always anticipate the enemy's next move.
Arnold turns to Howard, an agent in an Italian suit.
How's it looking for the Pride of the Yankees remake?
Costner met with them today.
Blow him out. I was meant to play Lou Gehrig. Come.
Arnold turns and leads Hans and Franz to another wing where scientists and lab coats are studying x-rays, muscles, and skeletal charts.
Who are these people, Arnold?
Muscle research. You can't forget pumpitude. It's my bread and butter.
A scientist approaches Arnold.
Any new exercises, Courtney?
You know this little bump on the inside of your elbow? It's technically a ligament, but we think it can be made thicker with inverted curls.
Good. Add it to my routine. Come over here, fellas.
They walk over to a machine that resembles a sleek version of an old steam box.
This machine removes all hair from your body so you're ready for competition.
A hairy Italian bodybuilder in Speedo trunks steps into the machine, which makes whirling and buzzing sounds.
Thanks, Franco. I want to give something back to the bodybuilding community.
The machine stops. The Italian bodybuilder steps out, hairless from the neck down. He checks under his Speedo and gives a thumbs up. Arnold moves on to a private alcove.
Here's my real pride and joy.
He presses a button on the wall. A sliding door opens, revealing a gleaming rectangular metal box.
For years, man has been poisoning his body with unsafe chemicals in his mad quest for bulk. Soon, the madness will end with my new, totally safe, anabolic bulk enhancer. Wow. And man will finally realize his dream to go from this.
He refers to a photo of an enormous bodybuilder with bulging muscles.
To this.
He refers to a photo of the same bodybuilder doctored to look 3 times as muscular. It's a truly disgusting sight.
Oh my God.
Nice, unbelievable.
So beautiful.
The shiny muscles.
I love it.
Oh, let me touch.
Yeah, it comes as a cracker.
Arnold opens
classic Conan joke.
I love that. It comes as a cracker. Arnold opens the metal box, revealing rows of round crackers. Franz reaches for one. Arnold slaps his wrist.
Not yet. The crackers haven't been perfected. Now, let's go. And remember, don't tell anyone.
They leave the alcove and are intercepted by Howard.
Arnold, I know you have guests, but...
Right, fellas, this is my agent, Howard.
Hello, girly man.
Yeah, nice to meet you, flabby person.
Howard gives Hans and Franz a look. They smile, oblivious. I remember we would get so excited about jokes where it was very flat. Him talking about all that wondrous thing and then saying something like, it's a cracker.
It comes as a cracker. Well, that was totally your joke.
But just the idea that then Arnold has to say cracker.
Cracker.
It's a great Arnold word.
Hearing the real Arnold do this would have been just incredible.
Yeah, we would have done anything just to have the table
Arnold
read.
would have been,
exactly.
is going to be when we remake it. So funny in this movie because the visual get through the house, that whole thing plays.
Oh
so
no,
funny.
there was a whole scene. Remember the scene where Arnold's on the phone and he's doing he's multitasking. He's doing 20 things at once and controlling because he was such an enormous star.
Yeah.
At this time that we were able to just exaggerate not only his fame, but also his just he was like a superhero within the movie.
Yeah.
And we had lunch with him at, was it called
Shotzi's?
Yeah.
And Shotzi's
to talk about this movie.
Yeah. We had one meeting with him, and I'll just set the table, which is down in Venice.
Yes.
There was a restaurant called Shotzi's that I think Arnold owned.
He bought it for his mother.
Yeah, and it was, you could get
Is that true?
Austrian food there.
Yeah.
And, just as a side note, I think who used to sometimes frequent that little area, it was sort of an outdoor kind of mini mall area. And Shotzi's was there. And I later heard from Rick Ludwin that Johnny Carson used to go there. And he would meet Johnny Carson at that same place.
Huh.
Yeah.
Rick would meet Johnny Carson at Shotzi's.
At Shotzi's. And Shotzi's was this place where...
What's on the appetizer list tonight?
But you know what? This is what I heard from Rick Ludwin, a good friend of ours going back years on SNL and the Late Night Show.
Yes.
He said that he was having one of his meetings with Johnny Carson, who was retired, but still just this huge legendary figure.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there at Shotzi's with Rick Ludwin. They're having a lunch, and Arnold came by, and it was a whole thing like, "We miss you, Johnny." It was all about, "You've got to come back on television." And Johnny was,
Oh, thank you very much, but I'm having a good time on my boat. I think...
He's having a good time on his boat.
Leno, how did you get here?
Alex and I, we watched...
What are you bothering Johnny for? Leave Johnny alone.
You came out of the...
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm going to tell Johnny what to do. You don't tell Johnny what to do. What are you doing? Leave him alone.
What, did he come out of the heat vent? He was listening in. I'm from everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just in the kitchen. Yeah.
I went to that place once. I met him there once without you guys. And
Arnold?
And at the end, he's like, "Okay, time for cigars and schnapps." And he had a cigar cutter, and then you had to do a shot of schnapps. This is what you do at the end of a meal. It's
So
like
we had-
exclamation time point.
So we should talk about this because we did have a meeting with Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
We all went, and I remember there was some other people there too, obviously, some agents and...
Normally, you'd have Austrian
Parasites.
friends around, like big, burly,
Not-
blonde
really?
guys. Yeah,
In this case, it was just agents and things.
Yeah,
like that.
and I didn't remember having any interaction with them other than, "Hi, fellas." I mean, I think he talked to you
sat
guys.
at a table.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
sat at a table,
Yeah.
but I'm saying...
do you remember?
I remember him
I
talking
remember
about
the
Junior.
first thing he said. "You guys have gone crazy with the buttocks, giant buttocks opening and closing." I remember he went to
so
that
he had
part,
read it. He had read it.
or at least enough of it. But he mentioned that
Once he got
buttocks.
He was excited at that point, and then he was just telling us about his other projects. And I'm gonna be I play a pregnant guy, and it's really touching and heartwarming, because I go through and I understand what women go through. And
Comedy is because a man, traditionally doesn't have a belly from being pregnant.
Exactly.
But you see
Because
a man
I
with
like that he gets into it because a man doesn't have a uterus.
you see,
Yeah,
he does not have
He has a
ovaries in the
penis.
uterus.
You know the thing that you use to urinate?
Yeah.
That's what women don't have that. Men only.
And then he brought out a diagram. That was weird. He
Let me
showed
tell
it.
you something. I'm the only man who's pregnant that has a six-pack over the belly of the little child. Even the child has a six-pack inside.
It's my six-pack would crush the child. But we,
Is there any chance Arnold, 3 months from now, is driving down the road listening to this?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Maybe we go back revisit it.
My dream would just be for him to do a live reading with us and just do it for charity. That would be,
Or for us.
or for us, just for money.
Or
yes.
or
we say it's for
we
charity.
say it's for charity,
Yes.
and then we pocket the money.
Yeah.
I've done that many times, and people rarely look into
They
it.
don't know. There's
don't
no
know.
forensic audit. That's a lie.
Steve Martin had a great joke. Steve Martin did a charity. He goes, congratulations, you've raised $500,000 minus my salary.
So that's $200 for the kids. All right, we're going to go back to it now, and here we go. Interior Arnold's house, kitchen.
What are you fellas cooking?
Glutzenschatzel. Yeah, we figured it was last night.
Glutzenschatzel?
Franz pierces a piece with a fork and timidly offers it to Arnold. Arnold eyes it cautiously, then tastes it.
My God, it's just how I tasted in the old country.
Arnold, how come you never talk about the old country?
It's not the most pleasant memory, believe me now.
Let it out.
I was a happy child, but it wasn't easy for my family.
Dissolved to exterior the old country marketplace 30 years ago. Poverty-stricken villagers exchange sparse items. Some children are lifting tiny weights.
It was during the war. Food and weights were hard to come by. Families struggled to stay pumped.
Which war was it, Arnold?
Who knows? The war.
So many. Dissolved to water's edge later. Young Arnold, age 15, with flowing locks in lederhosen, hugging his family.
I loved my simple life, but I was too massive for my family to support. So in desperation.
Exterior ocean later. Young Arnold floating in a giant bottle across the ocean.
They sent me to the States, the only way they could afford to, promising they'd join me later.
Exterior Ellis Island day. Young Arnold online with tons of other immigrants.
Still, I felt abandoned. And then, on Ellis Island, I was humiliated.
Young Arnold steps up to the immigration booth.
They shortened my name.
A rude clerk is in the booth.
What's your name, son?
Arnold Schwarzenegger Schlatzen Klausen Jammerstein.
Okay, forget it. Now you're Schwarzenegger.
Young Arnold is stunned. He walks away slowly, then stops.
I had nothing left, so I told myself I'd never look back.
Dissolved to interior Arnold's office, day 1979. Pan the wall. Posters of Arnold as Mr. Olympia, Arnold in Pumping Iron, Arnold as Conan, the Barbarian, etc.
I focused on my career, and it paid off.
A 70s Arnold receives a phone call.
Then one day, I got a call from Little Austria. My grandpapa was sick. I thought I'd finally make amends.
Exterior Little Austria, church, day. Morning villagers are gathered outside. A casket emerges from the entrance. Arnold is the lone pallbearer, carrying the casket by one handle. He is downcast.
But I was too late.
He sadly does a rep with the casket. Exterior Arnold's pool, same. Hans and Franz are taking it in.
We never knew, Arnold. We never knew.
Yeah.
You can never get it back, fellas.
Arnold, how about a Dusel Schnaps?
You guys brought Dusel Schnaps?
We raided Grandmama's liquor cabinet.
I don't know, fellas.
Exterior Arnold's pool later. All three are drunk, giggling hysterically and joking in German as they laugh.
He knows what frightened me.
Yeah, me too. What about Bambi? I do it because I'm insecure.
Yeah. That's why I do it. I love you guys. You're such losers. Yeah. Don't leave tomorrow, okay?
Arnold starts an Austrian drinking song and Hans and Franz join in. It's really fun to imagine the real Schwarzenegger doing all
I know.
that. But
At what point do you want to talk about why the movie didn't get made?
Well, one thing, I'll start the conversation with this, is that I was naive, personally, and found out later, maybe from the late, great Brad Gray, he's got like 10 things at all times. So,
Right.
he has multiple projects.
Well,
but
yeah.
I didn't really realize how, we were not necessarily on the top of the list, but we might have got made. But I was probably thinking more like maybe had 2 projects or 3.
Well, what I like
but
to
it was
do too is
massive.
I have like 5 projects lined up for myself, and what I do is it depends on what I'm looking for.
we're
at
not
that
talking
point.
about yard work, Kevin.
Oh, I see. I thought you were.
Is this one of your projects right now?
No, it's raking leaves and shoveling.
This doesn't
driveways
count as a
mostly.
project?
Yeah.
I'm screwed.
Shit.
Jesus.
But in retrospect, isn't it? I mean, there are other reasons too. But he always movie stars, huge movie stars, like The Rock doesn't have like just two two things.
But I remember a specific phone call that, like, I got to talk to was there a guy named Lou? You guys, anybody
Maybe
remember?
a side
Like his manager was named Lou. And the guy tells me that so while we were waiting, Last Action Hero came out and kind of bombed. And Last Action Hero, he didn't play himself, but it was a tongue-in-cheek
He parodied himself as an action hero.
As an action hero. And Lou basically said that Arnold, it was almost like, this proves the law. You can't do yourself. I'll never do myself in the movie again.
Right.
That was the lesson that he took from that.
At the time, we heard that because Last Action Hero came out, I don't know if it came out while we were writing it. I think it came out.
He was developing that then while he was talking to us about this script.
Yes, he was.
So it seems like it was an and/or. If we'd gotten to it first, maybe it would have got made. Then we would have been, you never make fun of yourself. After 30 minutes. It was
or if ours had been a hit, then he would have you always make fun of yourself.
You only make fun of yourself.
I play myself every time.
There must be buttock stores in every movie I make.
I mean, he really was. He was the biggest, like, muscular guy. Like, now they got so many action stars like that. They got Rock.
No, but skinny actors, skinny movie stars get incredibly pumped up now.
Yeah, they do.
Like Jake Gyllenhaal or just normal guys.
Gyllenhaal.
And his brother Glickenheimer. Jake, love him, great actor. He's probably listening. But
because they all have to do superhero
at a normal
movies.
Frame, but then it's like,
but I will say this.
Have you seen Kumail? I mean,
but totally.
But I will say this.
Have you seen me?
Mazel.
If you're looking at the people that do a lot of them, that do the action movies or the Marvel movies, they get very cut. But Arnold was different. Arnold, at his peak, was massive in a way that none of these guys are. I mean, he really was.
He's a legit bodybuilder.
Yeah, he was a real bodybuilder. So
The Rock might be bigger than Arnold, I think.
Physically
bigger?
At this point?
I don't think so.
Really? But Arnold was huge.
Not Arnold when he was a bodybuilder.
Arnold was huge.
Not the pumping iron Arnold.
But I'd have to see them side by side in their prime.
I'm going to say that
Arnold was a bodybuilder.
Arnold was a bodybuilder, though, and The Rock
was a wrestler.
I know. Yeah. I'll ask some Jim Rats about that.
But I think he was also, you could be more reckless about it then.
But here's something that everyone will find fascinating. No, I was going to do Bad Boys because those guys always talk about it, even with me and Lovitz.
Yes. Yeah.
So turned it down. But in the meantime, Simpson and Bruckheimer, I was going to play the Will Smith part, and they said, yeah, we're going to get a trainer. We're going to add 2 inches to your chest.
Good God.
To try to build me up to be like, I mean, Will Smith is like 6'4". It's crazy.
He's not 6'4".
All right, 2.5.
Nope.
But anyway, they
He's
even tried to do
5'1".
it to me. I graduated high school at this height at 125. It would have been a heavy lift, no pun intended. But
you know what I love is the insane commitment to the weightlifting thing, which even when you were describing them as being in this really, the thing that there wasn't much food to eat and it was hard to get weights. A weight is anything you can lift.
Yeah,
I love the stupidity of
it's hard to get weights.
There wasn't much money for weights. It's like, nah. That being a hardship.
Yeah.
Weights have to be flown in to this impoverished area so people can bump up. All right, that does it for the second episode of Hans and Franz, the Girly Man Dilemma. This is the table read. We're bringing this magical script from 1991 to life with Dana Carvey, Kevin Neal, and Robert Smigel and myself. So stick around for the next episode where things really heat up.
We never even had a table read for the original.
No, we didn't. That would have been fun. Wow.
Couldn't afford a table.
We had gotten
Could have punched it up
for that. Maybe if Arnold had just come to a table read and heard the laughs, he would have got a time machine.
Find ourselves in this episode. We're in Beverly Hills, and I think there's an evil plot that's that's at work here. Some girly man abductions are going to take place. So let's set the scene. Exterior Beverly Hills day. Muscle men goons walking purposely down a Beverly Hills street. They kick down a door, rush in, emerge with Gavin McLeod in mid-eating of a sandwich. The actor who played the captain on the Love Boat. A goon spray paints one less girly man on the wall. Oh, Bob Saget was in this.
Yes, sure.
That's too bad. God rest your soul, Bob. Our thoughts go out to you.
What about Gavin? What about his soul?
Oh, right.
What about Ebert?
Nah.
Yeah. Holy
I'm
smokes.
sorry.
It's like Saget's got the only soul around here. What the hell?
I knew Gavin McLeod. That man had no soul. Bob Saget on the set of his show. A net is thrown over him and Muscleman goons drag him off. Insert TV screen. A newscast in progress. A picture of John Ritter over the, oh my God.
Is there anyone alive in this movie?
What do you think? What's your take on his soul? Would you like God to rest it?
My take is that this script is like The Ring.
Oh yeah.
Anybody who's in
it's been 30 years. Let's do it just a blanket.
Yeah.
God rest everyone on this movie's
who's
soul.
no longer here.
Who's
Insert
Devin
TV
Keenan.
screen.
Okay.
A newscast in progress. A picture of a very much alive John Ritter over the anchorwoman's shoulder, subtitled "Girly Nap."
Once again, a message was left, this time reading, "What a complete girly man." The total is now at 16 girly nappings as...
Insert another report.
A possible breakthrough in the girly nap mystery. The term girly man has been traced to an obscure bodybuilding program.
A clip of Pumping Up with Hans and Franz is played.
That was canceled not long ago before the first girly nap occurred.
Interior Arnold's living room later. Hans and Franz and Arnold are lounging in their lederhosen. Each drinking a blender full of protein shake.
What do they mean, obscure?
Yeah.
Fellas, this is not good.
Why? Jealous we're on TV?
We got big problems.
Someone is jealous.
Jealous.
Arnold sighs in frustration. Exterior Arnold's house, night. Schnutzengratzen. Exterior Arnold's house, night. A slew of police cars descend upon the house. Interior Arnold's living room, later. Several investigators are questioning Hans and Franz as Arnold watches.
Have you ever used the term girly man?
Yeah.
When was the last time you used it?
Oh, about a minute ago.
As the investigators take notes, Arnold interrupts.
Excuse me, Sergeant, but this is ridiculous. I've known these guys a long time. Plus, I'm a huge star. Doesn't that count for some favoritism?
You're right, Mr. Schwarzenegger. We're sorry to take up your time.
Everyone gets up. Just then.
Just that easy.
It actually is. Just then, a few cops emerge from the basement.
Sir, we've located a breakdown in the security systems downstairs.
Where?
Arnold runs to the open wall where the box of crackers is missing.
My crackers! Who could have taken them?
Only we knew about them. I mean, but we didn't.
I'm afraid we're going to have to bring your cousins in for more questioning.
Arnold, please.
Let it wait until tomorrow. For God's sakes, I'm bigger than Clark Gable.
Fair enough.
Also dead. The investigator and cops leave.
We're innocent, Arnold. Believe us now.
Put your hand on your bicep. Do you swear on your cardiovascular system, so help you, buttock muscle?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So now what do? You've got the cops after you, and I've got no crackers.
I know. It's really getting exciting.
Yeah. I wonder what he thinks.
What who thinks?
Follow up.
Hans and Franz run through another secret door with Arnold following them. Interior screening room. Moments later, Hans and Franz walk behind the aisle towards Ebert's seat. Again, movie critic. Arnold trails behind.
What's the deal, fellas?
Pretty damn good, huh, Ebert?
The seat is empty except for some popcorn and candy.
Yeah. Ebert?
They notice the empty seat and look to camera.
They got Ebert.
They got Ebert.
Ebert!
Interior lair, same. Roger Ebert is struggling on a cross-country skiing machine. Wearing shorts and a tank top. A muscle-man goon cracks a whip behind him as he huffs and puffs. Rolf walks by. Spare no discipline. This one's a project.
Good one, Lieutenant. With these mass-building crackers, our plan cannot fail.
I'll commence feeding immediately. Soon the girly man will be ready to enter the Mr. Little Austria contest, where I will display them to the world.
Yes. Good. And what about the environment?
Oh, it's smarting. Looks right to camera. It's smarting! Insert movie screen. The same scene is continuing on the screen. Rolf and Mr. X laughing. Interior screening room. Hans and Franz are watching intently, sitting and eating Ebert's popcorn.
Unbelievable.
It was Rolf all along. What a cad.
He's got my crackers.
And how about the other guy?
Yeah, with the voice. Yeah, he's terrible too. It's a great movie though.
Yeah, but the crackers, they're not ready to be eaten. They're going to have side effects.
terrible side effects. You've got to get back to Little Austria and stop them. The entire town is in great danger.
Oh, no. How much time into the side effects?
They will take effect
Turning right into camera.
in T-minus 72 hours.
Music, dramatic sting. As Arnold speaks, a digital clock readout marked time until side effects 72 hours appears in the lower left corner and immediately starts ticking down.
Oh no, what do we do? You've got to get the antidote to the girly man. Here it is.
Arnold produces and hands them a can of Cheese Whiz.
It comes in the form of Cheese Whiz. Now go!
All right, well, clearly, we keep inserting words we just want Arnold to say, like Cheese Whiz and cracker.
Cheese Whiz and cracker. Cheese Whiz. This is one of my favorite things in the movie. This is one of my favorite things I ever... The Siskel and Ebert thing, or it was originally Siskel and Ebert, but Ebert, that was funny to me to just have Arnold, have these guys walk and watch a critic in the middle of the movie like several times. But then it got to this stage in the movie, and all of these bad comedies back then had there were two things that I really wanted to do in this movie was have the bad guy be funny, which just didn't exist. Like all these 80s movies were funny in a lot of ways, but they would always have that serious bad guy like Max von Sydow that you'd have to take.
Unlike the Marvel movies now, where they're all at that little kind of a
everything's
comedic twist.
Everything's a wink. Yeah.
Austin Powers.
Well, he's he cracked the code. He came up with a character as funny as the main guy. But the whole Rolf thing, for one thing, I love that because it was sort of a final solution joke. I mean, it's from my dark Jewish sensibility.
When I was looking at it this morning, I thought it was a little.
Yeah, no, it's the bad guy who wants to take what you guys do way too far.
Right. Yeah.
And then the other thing in these movies was there would be these messages about things like the environment.
Yes.
In these bad 80s comedies, they'd try to have a morality play going on at the same time. A lot of it got into the save the world mentality.
Yep.
So
which comedies?
I love the idea that Rolf
is this Caddyshack or which ones?
No, not Caddyshack, but Spies Like Us kind of movies or Dragnet. There were a lot of serious bad guys in these movies, and that would sort of stop the film cold. Yeah. So then here, I love the idea of Rolf. He had his first plan about just eliminating girly men, but then just tacked on gratuitously, and I'm going to hurt the environment.
Yeah. Well, it's also that it's just a button.
Yeah.
He just pushes a button that hurts the environment.
Environment herder. Yeah. So we get to this point in the movie, and another device that's always in these kinds of movies is you have to figure out a way for the hero to find out what the bad guy's up to. And it's always some lame device, overhearing,
It's a button, overhear.
Yeah, the overhear button. And here,
they
just
can watch.
Accidentally, we'd set up this thing where Ebert's watching the movie. So they walk in, and instead of it just being the third version of this joke, they actually get to watch what's happening. They find out about the bad guy by watching the movie.
I think is it meta? Is that?
Yes, it was the first, meta joke ever.
Yes, that's right.
Not the Facebook parent company.
I also love that when you read a script, a normal script, oftentimes, if someone's introduced, it says someone like a Kirk Cameron or someone like, I'm just throwing out random names or someone like a Rob Lowe. But because we were starting with the assumption that Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be more than half the movie, once you've swallowed that pill, we go hog wild, and it's. And suddenly we're just throwing people in the movie left and right. Without
a doubt.
Hey,
we'll do it. If Arnold will do it, if Sonny Bono will do it.
Yeah, Arnold can just call people up and say, "You're doing it," and he was, he could do it.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love we were so sure that everyone
dreamed big.
Sure. We swung for the fences.
And ultimately, no one did it.
Is that right?
Yeah, no one did it.
Oh.
Didn't come to fruition, as they say.
Well, no, you're ruining the ending because I think a lot of people listening don't know if this movie was ever made or not. So let's keep that as a possibility. Maybe it did come out.
Maybe they read the Ebert book.
Maybe it was a massive 1992 hit.
Could have been, man.
Yeah, a lot of hits from 92 have been forgotten. So why not just?
Yeah, let's just tell people it was made and it actually did pretty well.
And this is a big reunion.
Yeah, exactly. The real Arnold's on his way.
based on a true story.
Well, let's not say that it's never been made yet. We can say that yet.
Yeah.
Never say never.
Yeah.
No pain, no gain.
All right, should we get back to it? Arnold, too concerned with his Hollywood career to leave, sends Hans and Franz back to Little Austria to infiltrate Rolf's evil lair and save the girly men from becoming out-of-control, muscle-bound monsters. Exterior highway night. Hans and Franz ride their tandem bike down a dark highway.
We're almost there, Hansi.
Yeah, soon we'll be heroes. But how do we get into the evil lair to save the girly man?
Well, I'm afraid there's only one way.
Exterior urban landscape, day. Hans and Franz approach. Interior Little Austria entrance, same. They have gone undercover as girly men and wear exaggerated disguises. Hans excessively effeminate, Franz excessively nerdy. Clock reads 21 hours, 6 minutes, 28 seconds.
Yeah, it's good to be back, isn't it, Hans?
Shh. Remember, we're girly men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we must adopt girly mannerisms.
Yeah.
Interior Little Austria town square, same. They mill about trying to get noticed.
My, look at all the pretty flowers.
Yeah, I would look at them, but I'm too busy not exercising.
A few muscleman goons see them and whisper to each other. Hans addresses a woman.
Oh, you simply must tell me where you got that top.
Yeah, I can't believe my squinty loser eyes.
The goons approach them.
Would you two gentlemen like to come with us?
For whatever for?
Hans and Franz share a wink as they are taken away. Interior, Rolf's lair, moments later. Rolf is examining Hans and Franz, who continue playing up their disguises. Clock, 21 hours, 1 minute, 48 seconds. So glad you could join me. I've special plans for the both of you, Hans and Franz. Hans and Franz, surprised, drop their attitudes. Take them away! Hans and Franz are grabbed and hauled away.
We should have known it would be impossible to hide our considerable bulk.
Yeah, but I think you did have them fooled for a minute there.
I think you are quite mistaken, my friend, if you thought anyone was a girly man.
Interior lair, later. Ebert is inside a machine marked Flabosuction. What was he going to think when he read this? It is connected.
What time and where?
Listen.
I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. Is it Flabosuction?
Yes.
The Flabosuction machine is connected through a network of tubes to Hans and Franz, who are tied down to another machine. Rolf stands triumphantly on a perch above them. The clock now reads 00 hours, 11 minutes, 16 seconds.
Oh, my God.
How fortuitous of you to arrive at this moment. You see, I was just about to suck the flab from this humongous critic. Still reading, Ebert? But now that you're here, the flab won't go to waste.
Our bodies will reject the Ebert flab.
Yeah, it's like oil in water.
Shut up! Ah! We'll see who can't accept Ebert flab.
And then Ebert says, could you stop calling it Ebert flab?
Please, don't give us a bad review.
Enough! Commence Flabosuction. A muscleman goon hits a switch. Slowly, we see chunks of flab going through the tubing towards Hans and Franz.
Oh,
no, I'm too young to be a loser.
It can't be happening. This is not us.
Stop it.
What the hell's going to happen?
I don't know. That was a cliffhanger, guys.
That was quite a cliffhanger.
We're going to drop off right there for this episode. I mean, that's incredible. Hans and Franz are tied down while chunks of fat are being taken out of revered critic Roger Ebert.
And thanks to the evil Rolf, who, by the way, Rolf was the idea to play Rolf was Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the part where Dana doesn't want me to think he really was effeminate for me, or a girly man.
Yeah, they're still bickering about they've been caught, and for all they know, they're about to be killed. But they're bickering about
we weren't convincing.
Yeah,
we were convincing.
Yeah.
We were not.
That's the reason we were
How
too
could
muscular.
we possibly do this?
You didn't want anybody to think you were convincing enough to be a girly man.
It's so laughable that anyone could think we were properly pumped up. Isn't it funny how I thought we were feminine?
I knew it never worked. There's no disguising with these things.
I'm trying to figure
racks
out
of muscles.
Guys, had we, let's say it had gone ahead and it had come time to send the script to Ebert, I just picture, I know that it would have been Robert and I on the phone or in person saying, hey, we want to talk to you. And then how would we sell that it's all about your flap?
Yeah, what would be in it for him?
I got to experience this years later doing Triumph.
Yep.
And I would get people to do stuff in advance, and it was always hilarious.
Right.
And I think Ebert, I think in this case, Hans and Franz were already hit characters. If Arnold had really done the movie, I honestly think a lot of these people...
Do you think Ebert would have done it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Interesting.
I think so.
I don't think Siskel would, though. Ebert was the good one out of the two. You know what I mean?
You know what? And that
Originally,
you brought up Triumph, and I think it's worth remembering. I remember when Triumph got really big and huge, people would contact us and say, "Oh, I want Triumph to get me." And I remembered it was Bon Jovi.
Yes, remember? That was Richie Sambora's completely.
Yeah, Richie Sambora wanted it, and so and the guys were all excited, and they put Triumph's picture on the backstage passes.
On their backstage pass,
and it was a big thing. And then I remembered you went there, and all the jokes were so mean about John Bon Jovi, and you thought at the end, is there some part of him? I remember there was
he was the only one. He's very nice to me more in later years, but I could tell that he was not as into it as the rest of the
he was really
band.
into getting his acting carear going, and you said, I understand in this movie you play a vampire. Finally, a role that requires you to suck.
Yes.
And I saw
Brian Stack's joke.
I saw the light go out of his eyes a little bit, and I thought, oh shit.
Yeah. I think with Ebert on the set, getting the thing hooked up, I think he would have walked.
Oh yeah.
He was a lot heavier than
I know. No, he wouldn't have walked. He couldn't have. He's attached to a hose.
That was the trick.
I see.
Get your cameos tied up to an object.
Yeah.
From which it's harder to. That was my trick back in Triumph. No, people like Joey Fatone, they're dying to get out there and be shat on.
Right.
I mean, they are.
It became a high honor, like having Rickles shit on you. It became. I remember once
but
we did a Triumph on late night and Simon Cowell was sitting right next to me, and you tore into Simon Cowell, and I'm sitting right next to him, and you really go at him, and after it was over, he looked at me, and he was covered in sweat, and he went, "That was rough."
Really? Yes. That's so funny because, I remember afterward him telling me, "No, this will be good for me."
No. But he while he was going through it, he said it was.
That's
rough.
so funny.
What would be your opening line to Ebert to try to get him to do this?
I would say,
Roger, how are you?
Congratulations, Arnold Schwarzenegger, biggest star in the world because it's 1991, wants you to be in his next film.
Okay,
and he doesn't want Siskel.
And he doesn't want Siskel.
Got him. That would have got him.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
How about you, Smigel? What would you say to him?
To Ebert?
Yeah.
I would have said, this is, read the script and see what you think. I would have tried to be very complimentary, that we love your show. And
so you would let him discover what the thing was alone.
I would have said no, I would have set up the story. I would have said, there's going to be a whole bunch of celebrities that this evil guy wants to convert into muscle men.
Okay.
I wouldn't have mentioned that. I wouldn't have said that they're all flabby.
Can I say one thing? What I would have done?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gone back, reread it, and taken out the line that Rolf has. You see, I'm just about to suck the flab from this humongous critic. I would have just deleted the line humongous
for now, and then
added it on the day of the shooting.
Dolph improvises. You know Dolph.
Yeah.
Once you get Dolph Lundgren going.
We're just going to try one take where he calls you humongous. We won't even use it. Cut to the movie.
I didn't see the flabbosuction thing in here before. Did you add that? The flabbosuction? Dana, what would you say?
Seriously, I'd be... I would compliment him.
Yes,
you would be. You are so averse to conflict. You would be nowhere around.
I would tell him. Well, I would tell him you don't really have to do this. You don't need it.
Sure. Yeah,
you don't need it, but we think it's a lot of good fun.
It's ridiculous. You would have said it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Silly. The characters are silly. The whole thing is in good fun. Everyone is having fun in this movie.
Yes,
and having fun with their image. So I think it would be really funny. Roger or R, whatever, EB. Yeah, I just would have tried to butter them up, smooth them over.
Think about this, like forget Triumph and what I did, but like everybody you impersonated. Well, like for example, Arnold was dying to do the sketch on the show, and John McLaughlin and Regis. President Bush. Yeah, all of these people were thrilled to
be.
You
weren't talking about sucking flab out of them.
Oh, but you know, it was still pretty.
Here's what I would say, and this is why I'm not a good negotiator. I would open up like this. Roger, you're not going to like this.
How about this, Roger? You're not going to like this, but first let's concede. You could lose some. You could lose a few pounds.
Well, also, besides a competition with Siskel, was there another reviewer that he would maybe hate? And we go,
we rejected him.
Yeah, we rejected this other.
Or he's
Pauline Kael.
If it's not you, we're going to get Pauline Kael, and then he has to do it.
Then he has to do it. He wants to deny Kael the privilege of being on. Yeah.
Anyway, this has been Inside Baseball, How to Manipulate People to Do Your Project with Conan O'Brien.
And
next week, Al Roker.
Yeah. All right, this is the end of episode 3. Join us for episode 4, where we read more of the lost Hans and Franz movie to a nation that just can't get enough. We'll see you then. You talk a lot about your crippling anxiety, and yet you have chosen this form of comedy, which I would find to be the most anxiety-producing of all, which is pranks terrify me.
Yeah.
You know, when I've been around them or when people have wanted me to sort of participate in a prank, I've been terrified.
Really?
That something's going to go wrong.
You exude confidence. Also, you're so giant. You're like Paul Bunyan. I can't imagine you. You, Howard, and Sacha Baron Cohen are so gigantic. You guys just all exude confidence to me. But it's also, you're just so high up there that it's like.
But the personality is formed when you're young and afraid, and your brothers are beating the shit out of you, and that's when the personality is formed.
And it never changes.
And you're going to school with carrot red hair and 2 front teeth that are dead and freckles and
you don't have 2 front teeth that are dead.
I did. When I was a little kid, I fell in the driveway and my 2 front teeth died. And my parents said, "Well, the dentists back then were like, leave them in. The other ones will come out in a few years." And so I walked around with these 2 gray teeth in front. It looked like corn that had rotted.
You were like a chimney sweep from like 19th century.
And I had a bowl haircut that my mother insisted on. I looked like the Wendy's girl on crack, And I'd stumble around.
And Boston is a tough town.
Yeah. They weren't.
People are tough there.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of running away. I remembered running away from people a lot. And
pranks terrify you.
But what I'm saying is that pranks.
Oh, for a person with anxiety, how can I do such anxiety-provoking things? I think that's actually part of it, and I've talked to my therapist about it a lot, and I think it has something to do. I think my anxiety and my ADD and my OCD, they're all in a band together. They're all jamming out together. And I think the only time I feel alive, that was in my head, but I didn't want to say it. I was like, I can't say that. Like, I'm like the guitar player from Aerosmith. The only time I feel alive is when I'm doing something like that's so high stakes and threatening my life that it helps me focus. Maybe that's me trying to
but my fear
psychologist myself.
My fear would not be that I would get hurt. My fear would be that someone else might get hurt,
emotionally or physically.
No. Well, both, but I'd be, but physically too. Like you're shooting something, or someone's. It's supposed to look like someone got badly hurt, but they didn't. But what if someone else rushed in and then they got hurt?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's always the thing that's in my mind, which is why
I don't think about it that much.
Yeah,
I go into it blind.
Yeah. Well, I think it helps that you're a sociopath.
That also helps. My medulla is the size of a popcorn kernel. Is that what sociopaths have? Do they have like a neurological thing? Who knows?
We scanned you.
I went to
when you were downstairs in the Sirius building getting your quote pass, we also scanned your mind. Yeah,
sociopath.
Yeah. You
allowed entry.
You have no frontal or lateral lobes at all. There's just nothing there.
I'm like that guy Phineas Gage. I got a railroad spike through my.
Oh my God!
Frontal
you knew his
lobe.
name. You knew his name.
I'm a big Phineas Gage fan. Are you kidding me?
I love his work.
I got his albums.
This is the guy that accidentally got a railroad spike in his head and then lived for a long time, right?
Yeah, so he's like an early
20th century.
Yeah, or maybe even late
19th century.
He got a railroad spike through his frontal lobe, question mark, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And it didn't kill him, but it like changed his behavior. And it's
he
like
thought he was a choo-choo train. He used to say, "I'm leaving the station." Woo, woo. That's okay, Phineas. Okay, all right.
No, yeah, he got really cool after he got the railroad
spike through his head.
It was like punk rock. It was like a body mod.
My God, I can imagine a guy like that getting all that attention, and then today he'd get a whole bunch of attention on Instagram, and he'd blow up, and everyone would be talking about Phineas Gage and spike through his head. And I know that 2 weeks later, he'd see it start to drop. And so he'd say, it's time to have another piece of metal blasted into my head in a different direction. And he'd be instantly killed. But he would spike again.
Yeah, but yeah.
So,
he'd go out trending.
Back then, you could have a whole lifetime being, hey, you're Phineas Gage, the guy that got a railroad spike through the head. High five me.
Not anymore.
And then it's like, no, the spike thing was cool, but that's so 1998.
Yeah.
What have you done lately?
The good old days are behind us, man. You could just get one railroad spike through the head and you'd be on easy street for the rest of your career.
Oh, so this leads to my next question. Have you ever done a sketch and Adult Swim was like, okay, not that one. We're not going to let you do that.
The only one they ever cut, we had a pro Al Qaeda country song. That's the only one that it was like, oh, sweet Al Qaeda, can't believe I never tried you. Something like that.
And what was the point of view of this country singer that, Al Qaeda's we've been shitting on them too much and it's time for them to catch a break?
Yeah, it was like there's a lot of anti-Al Qaeda sentiment. They need like a PR shakeup.
So they have a country song.
Yeah, so he had a country singer come in and sing a pro Al Qaeda country song, and they that's the only thing they ever cut. And I'm like defecating on my desk every other interview, and they're like, "Yeah, no problem."
Right.
In front of celebrities.
Right. Have you had
fully dilated?
Have you had celebrities walk out?
Yeah.
Who's walked out?
The rapper T.I. walked out, and Lauren Conrad, the reality TV show
from
star.
The Hills or something.
Yeah, don't act like you don't know. Conan.
No, I'm not. We dated, and then we were married, and then divorced, then remarried, then divorced again. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was weeks ago.
Yeah. So she walked out because she didn't like the flavor of your question.
I vomited on the desk during the interview.
I thought you you phrased something in a slightly insulting way. You misspoke, and she walked out. No, I vomited.
I vomited, and then I slurped the vomit back off the desk. And
that'll do it.
She didn't think that was
cool.
Yeah, a little too blue.
Yeah,
that type of humor.
Yeah, well.
So, but I apologized.
I had a guest. My real achievement was I had a guest walk out before I even interviewed them, which was he's a famous director, Abel Ferrara, and
I know, I love Abel.
Yeah,
Ferrara.
he's genius, and he showed up and he just had a panic attack. He was watching me on the monitor, and he had a panic attack. This is when we were in Rockefeller Center, and he just said, "I'm out," and he ran towards the elevator and got on the elevator, and the segment producer Frank Smiley chased him and lost him, but then found him. And there was a bar on street level, I think, called Hurley's that was, and found him there. and said, like, come on, you got to come back. And he was like, oh, okay. And pulled him back.
Really?
So he made it just in time. But the idea that I actually had a guest walk before I even spoke to them was quite an achievement.
What did you do? What did you say?
It wasn't anything. I think he just got really nervous. I think he saw me and said, I can't talk to that. that crazy man with the pastry for hair. I can't talk to him. So he ran away. Hey there. Welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Joined by my compatriots. Sona, movsesian. There you go. Took a second. And then Matt Gourley. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. think I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
You know?
How are you, Sona?
I'm okay.
Just okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. Is it my mic on?
No, it's not. Your mic isn't on.
Did you do that on purpose?
I didn't do anything.
It's okay. It's okay.
Wait, Eduardo
messed up.
Eduardo, what happened there?
The one time I go drink some water. I drink some
What
water.
do you mean water?
I was like, oh, I forgot her mic was not on. Were we
Her
recording?
mic wasn't on. That's
we are
Wow.
recording. We were recording. We are
Okay.
recording.
What if
actually.
you know? This is why you lost your job as an air traffic controller.
Because he kept turning their mics off. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Sona.
No, you're supposed to be a professional organization, and Eduardo here, who I admire, who built this studio.
I know. You gave me a gift because I don't think he has anything to harp on you about. And now he didn't turn my mic on.
I do have something good to talk about.
Huh.
The other night, some friends of my wife and I were having dinner at like kind of a fancy restaurant, and it was in Beverly Hills, which we never go into that part of town. Like, I'm not a guy that goes to restaurants in Beverly Hills.
You're not a BH guy.
I'm not. And so we go there and we have this really nice meal with our friends. And I'm like, oh, this is great. This place is terrific. And then we're about to leave, and this gentleman comes up to me who I think works with the restaurant, and he says, Mr. O'Brien, I'm here to walk you through walk you past the paparazzi. And I said, what? Because I'm like, what are you talking about? Paparazzi? That's not, And he's like, no, I'm here to make sure that you get through the paparazzi, okay? And I'll walk you back to your car. And I'm like, with my wife, like, well, that's weird. Okay. We walk outside. Nobody. I mean, not just no paparazzi, no people. It was like they were shooting Omega Man, like a post-apocalyptic. And then I have the added thing of like, this guy's with me and he's kind of acting like, right this way. Just keep moving. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's me. I don't have... I'm not someone who's so like, funny. Why don't they leave me alone? But it was so funny. And this guy never acknowledged,
Never?
Well, he never acknowledged that, I thought there was, or I just assumed because you're a known person that there would be, and I was assuming that he knew that,
oh, no.
But he never let on. He was just like, keep right this way. Which one's your car? Wow. And
he committed the whole way.
The whole way. It was just, I thought it was so perfect. It was so me, like, Mr. Bryan, I'm here to help you through the paparazzi. Huh? What? Well, if you say so. Doors fly open.
Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed went by with a long lens camera, but not aimed at me. It was really funny.
For your birthday, we should get you paparazzi.
I think that'd be nice.
Yeah,
that would be
real paparazzi.
Yeah. No.
Or
people,
just fake people with
because real paparazzi wouldn't come.
Yeah.
Every Christmas season, it's the same thing. Demands for more podcast episode comes in, and we've got to meet those demands. We got to mail out those podcasts. We got to get them in the mail.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, guess what? With Stamps.com, all you need is a computer and printer. Then you're ready for that holiday rush. You know what I'm saying? I remember last year when we were stuffing podcasts into envelopes and licking them and putting on the stamps. It was crazy in here.
Yeah.
No more. Not with Stamps.com. They even send you a free scale so you have everything you need to get started. Because whenever I go to mail stuff out, I'm like, where's my scale? Well, they got the scale ready there for you. Now, taking care of orders on the go is even easier with the Stamps.com mobile app. If you need a package pickup, you can easily schedule it through your Stamps.com dashboard. And if you sell products online, Stamps.com seamlessly connects with every major marketplace and shopping cart. Get your business ready for the holiday rush. Get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up at Stamps.com/Conan for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com/Conan.
Yeah.
I did do a thing that was really funny. There was a period in my life when sometimes there would be people around, and I wanted to normalize that for my kids. So what I would do is, when my kids were little, I told them, I taught them this bit, but we would walk out and it'd be at some restaurant, where there aren't anybody. There's nobody there. There's no paparazzi. But we would walk out, and my kids who were little, it's just like my daughter was like maybe 7 and my son was 5. They would both fan out and say, back up, leave them alone. And there was nobody there. And it was fun because it was making fun of me.
Yeah.
about no one gives a shit about our dad. And then, but I just love to see little kids going, please, he's a person. Give him room. But I don't know where this guy got it in his head. Maybe he just assumed like, well, we've had other famous people here and it's a mob scene out. You know, we just had, you know, whatever, Travis.
I would feel embarrassed that there wasn't a crowd, but also embarrassing that you're making this guy work for nothing.
I didn't. Well,
yeah.
I tipped this gentleman because I felt like he's just walked me to my...
That's why he's doing it.
I know, but I just felt bad. I didn't know what to think. I thought this is please, I'm here to help you. It's a mob scene. You know,
Mr. President.
Yeah. We just had Taylor Swift and Travis were here, and you know, we know how it can be, so we're gonna walk you to your car.
What did it?
Car. I always in those moments when things are really quiet, I always want a bird to go by. Caw, like a mocking bird.
Would it have been worse if there was just like one person there and because I've been with you when paparazzi and because there's nothing about your life that's exciting.
Oh, I'm always doing.
So they're like, hey, what do you think about, you know, someone buying a horse?
Yeah, they always have to try
random...
and think of something and they don't have a question ready to go for me.
Yeah.
So they're always, you know, stock market? Interest? What did you buy at the CVS? Oh, I got those caps that you put on a toothbrush that sort of keep other things from brushing up against it. And then you just know TMZ's like, Conan sucks. Bang! Right this way, Mr. O'Brien. We got your back. A horse goes by. Hey, it's Conan O'Brien. He used to be on the television. And then the paparazzi goes, wow, a talking horse. They start taking pictures of him. Hello, Conan O'Brien here. Welcome to another installment. I call them installments occasionally.
That's nice.
Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and wonderful show. Today I'm sitting here with Matthew B. Gourley.
No.
No?
No.
What is your middle initial?
Every time.
I know.
This is like the
Forgot
40th
again.
time you've
I
asked
just want the initial. I don't want the whole
J.
name. Okay. I like B. B's. I like to put B. I wish I was Conan B. O'Brien.
Well, I'm afraid to hear what you think the B might stand for. Like
for you?
Yeah.
Oh wow, Brigadier.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. What about for you?
It would be bestest of all. I guess. No.
It'd be Conan Brian O'Brien.
Yeah, that's right. Conan Brian O'Brien. You know what my middle name is?
What's it start with?
It's a C.
Christopher.
That's right.
Yeah.
Conan Christopher O'Brien. And for a while...
Conan Christ Complex O'Brien.
Please. Please. That hasn't been proven. Only 9 doctors have said that. I haven't gone to a 10th yet. I was in a writing class as a young man, and this woman came up to me and she said, you should be a writer and your name should be Conan Christopher. She kind of was telling me that my last name sucked.
Oh.
You know, that was just and you know, it's such a common last name.
Yeah.
For the Irish. It basically is whatever. It's like the Smith of Ireland,
yeah.
You know. So she was saying you should be Conan Christopher. So this could have been Conan Christopher Needs a Friend if I had listened to this woman.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Conan's so rare that it kind of cancels it out.
Yes, that's what I always thought. And it aligns with Conan O'Brien. My dad actually thought about these things a lot. He wanted all of our names to elide.
Oh.
He wanted Conan, because the last name was O'Brien, he wanted it to end on a consonant.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff my dad thought about.
I get it. Yeah, if you were
He never fed us. We never got food. But boy, does my first and last name elide. Thanks, Dad.
But what's he got against alliteration? Because if you're Conan Christopher, that's got a nice ring to it as well.
Yeah, but I think Conan O'Brien, it just flows right through.
Yeah.
Conan. No, an N into a C isn't as good as an N into an O.
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien. Secretly, the only reason I've had a long career in show business is because my first and last name flow. That's the only reason. We've looked into it. people don't like my comedy. And they really don't find me amusing. I'm an irritant, but they're just like, oh my God, Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, your name, when you really take it on its own, doesn't quite prepare you for what you're going to get.
Right, exactly. Exactly. I mean, enema sounds nice. And then you have one and you're like, I don't ever want to do that again.
And pulchritude sounds horrible.
Exactly.
But it means beauty. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This is wonderful. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why
this conversation is so boring.
No. Or why Sona is so quiet, it's because she wasn't able to join us for the intro to the show. She's on her way, and she's going to be here for the interview. But she couldn't be here. I don't know what she's up to. She's got a very different life now. That's why you also don't hear crinkling bags.
Of snacks?
She usually has these crinkly bags of snacks.
Yeah, that's true.
Can they make a non-crinkle bag for podcasts?
They should. Cotton.
Cotton. So you're eating Fritos.
Out of a cotton bag.
Out of a cotton bag? We should market that because there's so many podcasts. There's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of podcasts. Everyone's eating snacks. We could market bags that you put your snacks in that are made of a very soft cotton.
That's not a bad idea. And you know what else is a good idea? Is we mentioned the farm, Jennifer Garner's pouch food for children.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a perfect podcast food, too, because it's quiet and you kind of just suck it like Soylent Green.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Gourley, I don't know much, but I know that this is a money-making idea.
Yeah.
Soft cotton pouches so that podcast hosts can enjoy snacks while they're podcasting without that crinkle.
A little snack purse.
A little snack purse that we market. And let's face it, no one else is going to be able to copy this idea. No one else can make something out of cotton that holds chips or Fritos.
We'll patent it.
Exactly. We'll patent it. It's a bag made of cotton.
It's brilliant.
And the government, U.S. government, the patent office will back us all the way.
And what we do is we put the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend logo on there, and it says, official podcast snack purse.
Yes. These will be available soon. If you see someone eating out of a cotton bag that doesn't have the Conan O'Brien logo on it, you know that it's a bootleg.
Smack it out of their hand.
And then physically attack them.
Yeah, and don't worry about someone seeing you do it because no one will hear you do it.
Yeah,
and so they won't.
When you smack this soft cotton bag out of someone's hand, it's going to make this sound.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's
you want to hear it again?
Yeah. What? I didn't hear anything.
You bastard! That's a bootleg. That's a bootleg cotton bag. I'll show you.
That was my grandmother's diamonds.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were eating corn chips out of a bootleg Conan cotton bag.
I was eating diamonds.
You were eating? Wait a minute. Why are you eating? Is this Marathon Man? Is this the ending of Marathon Man? Why are you eating diamonds out of a cotton bag? What's your problem? And your grandmother's diamonds yet? What kind of sick freak are you?
Good question. I've never thought about it. I have a real problem.
That's your improv? Good question. I've never thought about it. I've got a problem.
You're right. Thank you for pointing it out. I appreciate that.
That's funny. I love it. I'd love to see you at an improv show, and that's what you do every time. Wait a minute. A telephone that's really a banana. What are you doing? You're right. It never occurred to me. I have a problem. And scene. Curtain comes down.
Why would I try to call someone on a banana?
That's the 9th sketch you ended in a row, Gourley, with. You're right. I have a problem.
The world is upside down.
I found the early years, I'm very happy. I'm thrilled with everything. But I found 90s and 2000s to be a time of constantly worrying, constantly fretting, constantly. And
even after the early, it took you a while to get that flow.
It took forever, but what I guess I'm saying internally, I really like this period. Do you know what I mean? And in terms of just how I feel, I feel like
a security.
Maybe it's, and sometimes I think, I say to my wife, I think I've acquired some kind of inner wisdom because I'm much more at peace. And she says, She says, no, actually, testosterone levels fall. And what you're feeling is a loss of testosterone, which, by the way, is quite apparent in other areas of our life. And
it's an evolutionary trick to get you to stop striving.
Yeah. But
what they do is, genetically, they remove your ability. You're a neutered cat, young man, on a windowsill.
That's what I am.
Licking where your balls used to be.
I know.
You're done. Give it up. You're done, sir.
No, there's something there. There's a scar. There's 2 little scars where they used to be. And if I rub them, I get some satisfaction.
It's fascinating to me because, again, like, my observation of your track is so different than how you experienced
feels
it.
Things.
I remember watching your show, like, the first week, I was like, oh, these dudes, they know what, not only do they know what they're doing, but they're like, I remember the Clutch Cargo shit and and like the absurdist comedy. Right. And the guy, I was like, oh, they've done, like, by God, they've done it. Like, I knew that there would be, you know, as you get used to productions and you're going to be sanding. People don't realize that productions are functions of management prowess, that there's a sort of active management that you have to post-mortem. Like, you're a comedy show with a masturbating bear. Like, the bear masturbates, and then afterwards you're like, so what did you guys think? Like, there's that part at the end, like, how did it go? That,
when he was batting at his diaper, you got, no. You don't. It's got to be in a 2-shot.
That's
you
right.
need to
that's
see.
Right. Yeah, that's
you know
exactly
what's so funny
right.
is my favorite part of when you're doing it for a while, and then is there are the years where you're taking it so seriously, and everything is life, and it really does feel like The Bear. It's one of the reasons, like, I watch The Bear, great comedy, but when I watch The Bear, and I'm just
fantastic.
I watch it, and I. Sometimes I think this is too much tension, and I've experienced a lot of that in my life, and I just want to watch Selling the OC, something that doesn't have that.
I imagine what you liken to is a creative pursuit where there is a certain maniacal desire for brilliance or excellence or whatever the comedic equivalent of a Michelin star is, that you hold yourself to that standard. And ultimately you end up in a freezer telling your beloved, you're going to die alone and get the fuck out. Like, that's, you know, and that's a painful thing to watch because it is analogous to that pursuit. I can remember, you know, I did a show that was more of a talk show on MTV, and then we went to Paramount, and we knew probably a month in, I was supposed to be the Arsenio replacement. And you can imagine people
I've always thought of you as Arsenio.
Exactly. So you can imagine that people who had been, you know, sort of trained on that audience, I would pop up and they'd go, no.
Right.
We're going to say no. Yeah. So I knew like a month into it, this is fucking, we're going to go down. When it happens, I don't know. And I had that same, The Bear mentality of, but I'm doing a silly show. So there was one night, and booking was really hard because it was syndication. So we'd appear at 3 a.m. in Atlanta, but 7 p.m. in Phoenix. Like, it was just all over the place. And we would be there till 1 o'clock in the morning every night, trying to squeeze every last bit of the Willy Wonka parody that we thought we were going to do. But can we really even afford the hat? If he doesn't have the hat, is he really Willy Wonka? Like, that kind of shit. And in our exhaustion and in our frenetic energy and in our desire to save it and be great. One day we were all in my office. Stevie Higgins was in there. He was the head writer. And the door opens and it's the booker. And he looks in with a look on his face of that look that maybe doctors had 2 weeks into the pandemic.
Right.
And he goes, Hal Linden said no. And we all went, what? Barney Miller's not going to do the show?
Right.
And it was then that I realized, like, oh, I think I'm going to jump off a building because my emotional well-being is now wrapped up into whether an actor that nobody had seen probably in 8 years. It was like Herschel Bernardi.
He was the headmaster on Circus of the Stars in 1980.
Oh.
So he was still quite relevant.
He was still quite relevant, but it was that
13
kind
years
of like,
later.
Herschel Bernardi wants to see a script and he wants to approve it. And you're like,
Yep.
But it was your whole well-being was tied up in these unbelievably trivial moments that didn't matter even 5 feet outside of that door.
Right. But the other thing too is I used to live and die by what our rating was, and it would come out on a Thursday.
Right.
And I would, all day Wednesday, the tension would be rising. And then I would go home, not sleep Wednesday night.
Oh, wow.
And I would come in Thursday and take the elevator up. And this is back when I was on, 3-month contracts. And they're thinking, we've got a replacement ready for Conan. He isn't quite ready yet, but we'll get rid of him soon. And I'd take the elevator up and I would come in and I would walk to my producer's office like I was going to the gas chamber.
Yeah. You get these crazy, like,
and what
I'm
I remember is if the number was a 2 or above, a 2.0, it was great. If it was a 1.9, it was bad. And what I didn't realize...
By the way, a 2.0 now is like a hit sitcom on a network.
Well, this was
at 8 o'clock.
This was at 12:35 at night.
Right.
But
it's an amazing number.
But you know what I found out? You know what I found out was that was the demo. But what I remembered was the demo, if it was a 2.0, it was like, hallelujah, we made it at 1.9. And then I found out much later on that the sample size, because it's a Nielsen rating for that, is literally like, there's 6 people. If one of them has a head cold and takes some NyQuil and turns in early, you disappointed America that week. And if one person didn't have a head cold and watched it, and all 6 people watched it, you were a hero. And I always instinctively knew that I'm living and dying by this infinitesimal shit. And that's called, I think, being young. You're just, you're in your late 20s, 30s, and then into the 40s, and then just
perspective.
It takes this erosion of, I've been disappointed and scared so much that I have none of that juice left anymore.
Right. I can tell you, I remember the moment that changed for me. And it was...
Was it getting this podcast, this booking?
It was coming in here and reading this and realizing that you don't consider us friends yet.
No, we aren't.
This is a future desire.
Yeah, we'll see. John, I'll let you know.
I was about to read this in the past, you bastard. We knew this fucking thing was dead.
Yep.
Like, you could just see it, and you could tell 2 weeks into it, I'm still thinking,
this is
like,
the Jon Stewart show?
It was on MTV. They loved it.
Right.
Because it was Beavis and Butthead. It was written for 7-year-olds. So, it
by
was a
8-year-olds
huge
for
success
7-year-olds.
there.
Yeah.
Right. We go to Paramount, and people were like, I have no idea what the fuck this is. Like, 2 weeks into it, we do a bit. I thought it would be funny if we have Dave Attell, one of our writers at the time, dress up as Hitler and come out like he's a guest on the show. Like, hey, everybody wonder what happened to Hitler. Yeah. Oh, I think you brought a clip, and it's him at Nuremberg going, so I don't think anything of it. I think, and we're laughing our balls off because every idea you come up with is 2 o'clock in the morning, and you think it's hilarious,
right?
Because you're sleep deprived in the way that Stalin would torture people, like it's 2 in the morning. And so they're like, what if Attell was Hitler? And I'm like, love it. Let's have him come out holding a bagel with a schmear going, I don't know what I was so afraid of. These are delicious.
These are good.
Boom. I'm going to kill. He comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, it's not on the docket. It's not like you have it like, we had somebody from Beverly Hills 90210, not the lead, but like somebody who was just sitting at the Peach Pit. Like not even, we couldn't get guests.
Not Joe E. Tata?
No, whatever it is.
Sorry, come on.
How did you remember that name?
And you know
is
what?
that really a person?
Joe E. Tata was the actor who it was the guy that ran the Peach Pit.
My God.
I even know that.
Can I say something? I can't think of my son's name right now. But I know Joe E. Tata. Joey Tata, we love you, man. If he's still alive, I'll eat my hat.
I know that one.
That is amazing. So we don't, like, it's, we've got nothing. This isn't planned. First guest of the night, we do the monologue, do the whole thing. And at that time, it's all OJ. It's all, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, first guest, very surprising. Nobody's heard from him for many, many years. We are just so honored that he chose to do this show first. Ladies and gentlemen, Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Attell walks out in full Nazi regalia,
Yeah.
and he's doing this, and he's got the mustache, and he's holding a bagel.
Sure.
And what I didn't realize is the crowd would rightfully boo the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It's Hitler.
Yeah.
The whole thing devolves. I see in the control room, there's an immediate break. The stage manager comes out and goes, they need to see you in the control room. I go to the control room. We're filming on 26th Street in New York.
Yeah.
Paramount, our syndicator, they're watching from a lot in Los Angeles.
Sure.
The phone rings. It's just one guy. And he goes, that will never see the light of day. That will never air. You will never do that again. I actually turned it into an episode when I was writing for Sanders.
Right.
We turned it into an episode, Adolf Hankler, where I had on the Wu-Tang Clan and Adolf Hankler, and Rip Torn had to come in and go, no. we're not doing it. They called me immediately. I was 2 weeks into a show and we're already putting reruns on.
Yeah.
So we knew this thing's going down. But I had your experience of like, this is my shot. Like, this is it. My name is on this. This is this is a manifestation of who I am as an artist, as a person. If it gets rejected, I am rejected. I wasn't sleeping. I was really miserable. I was drinking like a motherfucker, like all those different things. And one night in my insomnia at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, I just remember thinking, you're going to have had your own talk show with your name on it, where you could do whatever you wanted, other than dress up Dave Attell as Hitler.
Right.
And people are going to say, did you enjoy it? And I would have to say, I hated it. And I think it nearly destroyed me.
Mm-hmm.
And what a dumb fucking response.
Yeah.
And that morning, I got up and was like, I'm going to enjoy the shit out of this.
Yeah.
And I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And it was revelatory. And it was such I felt it physically, like that relief. Now, the blow of the story is, they canceled it pretty soon thereafter.
Yeah.
Like, I had the revelation, and the story should have been like, and I learned to enjoy it, and the show soared. And the ratings, Conan, the ratings. You wouldn't believe. I was literally shitting money. It was amazing.
It's like you're Scrooge.
Yes.
And you woke up.
Boy, what day is it?
And you're shouting out the window, and people are like, fuck you. Where's the cranky old man? We liked him. What?
Boy, what day is it? It's your eviction day. You're leaving.
Get out.
So,
but
it was the lesson of my career. And it tied into the sort of flip side of that was when I got Letterman a couple of years prior, which had been my sole goal for 5 or 6 years of working in the clubs. And I remember going back to my apartment and it was still like a hole in the floor, and it was still one room, and I wasn't any taller. And so that, that sort of, that summit, that Everest that had occurred by going on Letterman, I was still the same dude. And when I got canceled, I remember thinking, but I'm not any shorter.
Yeah.
And I don't live in a smaller, and I still have the one thing that they can't take away, which is a desire to write jokes.
Yeah.
And that's how I think I was able to, when the Daily Show came, work hard, but not make myself insane.
I think the saving grace for me was always, I was very nervous, self-loathing,
that's so crazy. I view you so differently. That's so crazy.
All the bullshit. But when we were doing the show, and Max Weinberg and the Max Weinberg 7 are playing, and we're doing this comedy that I loved, and working with Smigel and working with all these great people, I loved that part. I always loved that part. I loved an audience. And I remembered thinking, if this only lasts 6 weeks, I got to do it for 6 weeks. So I remember that it was, if I could have, it was the show, it was the doing of the show that saved me.
Right.
Because the doing of it brought me joy. And also, you can't do these shows unless you're in the moment, present, and taking it beat to beat. If you're doing comedy on stage,
it got you out of your head.
It got me out of my head because now it's just time to go. it was all the rest of it that I found to be agonizing. But
could anyone help you through that? Like, I imagine somebody like Lorne, who really has been through that experience of show business and ups and downs and had a longevity in that. Is that something you were able to share with him in any way?
I think the thing about Lorne and, Lorne, no one would know me if it weren't for, I think I would have made a name as a...
You had already made a name.
No.
Already.
No. But I think if Lorne hadn't chosen me, for that job, I think I would have probably, through various crimes, have made a name for myself.
Oh, yeah.
Pacific
Definitely.
Northwest, roaming, and then eventually...
Is that Conan O'Brien fighting in the Ukraine? What is he doing? Is he on the front lines in Kharkiv?
Look at that hair. But I think...
So tall. What a target.
They can't seem to hit him. A 9-foot Wendy's girl is in Kharkiv and no one seems to hit him.
Amazing.
Lorne has an interesting thing, which is he totally put me on the map, and I owe my career to him, and I love him to death. But he is not, and he would probably admit this too. He's a throw you in the deep end and watch you figure it out kind of guy,
right?
And so and in a way, I respect it because it works, but. He's not a hand holder. He's not someone who's going to, I know they tore you up, and I know that you were destroyed, and I know that article came out. I mean, he used to sometimes tell me about articles that I couldn't possibly have read. He'd say, like, I think what the Cincinnati Post-Dispatch Register said in their supermarket handout was unfair. I think someone will eventually want to mate with you, I mean, he would say, and I'd be like, what? I didn't know about, oh, no. But then he'd do that, but then he'd say, but listen, he did have an institutional knowledge, and he said, you're likable, and you've got a good quality, vulnerable quality, and all I wanted to hear is your weird comedy is so cool. That's not what Lorne was saying. I think even he early on found it off-putting and fucking crazy. But he did say, like, you're polite, and your goodness comes through, and that will see you through. And I'd be like, what?
You're a well-mannered boy.
Yeah, no, but I mean, seriously, I think.
Have you thought about wearing culottes and playing into the well-mannered boy archetype?
He did tell me I think he did an interview a couple of years into the late night show, and it's going really well. And he said, I thought, like, well, we're doing such cutting edge comedy. I bet that's why Lorne, and he said, no. I chose Conan because, he has good manners. And I thought, fuck.